your name on it. Just put your name on it. That's all I say. Be a man or a woman. Put your name on it.
Well, I'd like to hear about it, potheads.
How the fuck you gonna know how to be great if you don't study greatness? Look at the game tape.
Donuts.
Hey, you're not a bad-looking man, Mr. Gals.
But you are, Blanche. You are in that chair.
There's something wrong with us. Something very, very wrong with us.
If you want to battle, it's either that you will or you won't.
Tell you, if you buy stuff, jmohr.com, click the Amazon banner. I will read it on the show. Check this out. Ben Constance wrote, always remembering to clear my cookies on Amazon.com so I can support my main man, Jay Mohr's. I ordered 2 amazing books. In the Plex by Stephen Levy. The Lean Startup by Eric Rice. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work, JJ. That's from Ben Constance. From Melbourne, Australia, continent to continent, just an international player coming through your stereo. Here's another one real quick. This is a good one. Chad Armstrong writes, Jay, I just purchased my brother-in-law's Christmas present through the Amazon link on jmohr.com last year. I got him a new set of beer cozies, which he has now started to take with him everywhere he goes. All right, first things first. I just purchased... are the first 2 words. 3 words. I just purchased my brother-in-law's Christmas present through the Amazon link on jmohr.com. Oh, I get it. I just purchased my brother-in-law's Christmas present through the Amazon link on jmohr.com. Period. Sorry about that. New sentence. Last year, I got him a new set of beer koozies. Big spender, Angie, huh? Which he has now started to take with him everywhere he goes, even to family functions, even at grandma's. This Christmas, it's only the natural progression that I purchase him a BAC breathalyzer so my sister will start to talk to me again. Put your name on it. Chad Armstrong, Cleveland, Ohio. Finally, we reconnect, me and my Jewish lover, Bartholomew Gullman. Monty, my man, what's happening, baby boy?
I'm thrilled to be back. Oh, if my name was Bartholomew.
Why don't you just change it? I mean, Meta World Peace is out there running around like a lunatic, hanging off of rims.
It's too. When I was 6, I changed my name to Louis.
Louis Gullman.
Yeah, I got everybody in the neighborhood. There are still kids today. Well, they're not kids anymore, and they're in their 40s. So when they see me, they call me Louis or Lou because I insisted that the neighborhood kids call me Louis because I was in love with Lou Ferrigno from The Incredible Hulk.
Did you know he was deaf at the time?
Oh, I knew everything there was. You could only know like you could only know like 6 things about any celebrity back then. It was pre-internet, so you just anything you got was from TV Guide or from Parade magazine.
I didn't know that about Lou Ferrigno until he was like a guest voice on Adventure Time, the cartoon.
But what about Pumping Iron? Didn't you see Pumping Iron and worship it?
I was like, that sounds like Lou Ferrigno, but
I'm training on him.
But if he was deaf,
he was less.
Yeah, that sounds like Lou Ferrigno, you know. But like if he was a deaf guy, like if Lou Ferrigno was like a deaf guy lifting weights, like, hey, how many more sets do you have left? You know, and he didn't say anything because he can't hear. He can't hear anything, you know. So he goes, hey, don't bother that guy when he works out. He's real intense. Oh my God, he's deaf. Why did you tell me?
Frequent question down at the Gold's Gym there was, hey, what are you, deaf there?
Hey,
what are you, deaf?
Hey, Han. I got a great Norm one for you that I heard. They told me I was just at Governor's. Yeah, Norm goes, this is Norm Macdonald. This is an actual joke of Norm Macdonald. It's not mine. I'm not doing Norm Macdonald's joke. I'm sharing how funny Norm Macdonald is with the listeners. He goes, abbreviations fascinate me, you know. One I really like is ID. Like, hey, Gary, Louis Gullman, you got any ID? That's a great abbreviation, you know, because I, you know, the letter I, that stands for I. You know, then the D,
that's true.
That stands for dentification. What the H? I think the D is doing all the heavy lifting there, you know. That's an abbreviation for one of them, you know.
But put that joke in somebody else's hands, and it's corny and tacky.
I could make it work as Colin. That would kill for Seinfeld.
Yeah.
You know,
I stands for I, you know. D stands for identification.
Yeah, that's true.
I think D's doing the heavy lifting on that one. It's definitely the John Hall of the abbreviation, relationship.
Yeah, I was
I
always
is like
fascinated by
Garfunkel
the,
waiting in the wings going, are we getting back together or what? Stop
the
hanging out with Lorne
abbreviations-
Michaels.
The 2-letter abbreviations for the states, which probably sounded like it was going to be an easy job initially.
Till you get to Maine, you're like, ME? I don't know.
Well, it starts off, you're like Alaska, Alabama. Well, what do you? Let's just move on, and then it's Connecticut, Colorado, and then all of a sudden it's Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi. They all could be MIs. They all have the right to be MIs because they all start with MI.
They all have the right.
Yeah.
You know what? JFK didn't get his brains blown out in Dallas, Texas, so Maryland walks around like a darn MD. You know?
Yeah.
It should be MA. They should all be MAs or MIs, but you can't. And what is Alaska?
AK. No, that's Arkansas.
See?
Alaska, right?
AL is
AL is Alabama.
Well, I didn't ask you that. I asked, what's
Is it?
Alaska?
Hashtag.
Hashtag.
Arkansas is AR.
I thought that was AK.
Arizona's AZ.
No one asked you about anything about Arizona. Is it just your deductive logic?
I was just going through the A's.
Next, I'll give you my PIN number, which stands for Personal Identification Number.
The SAT test.
Yeah.
You have to take the SAT test.
Hey, when you go to the ATM, that's an automated teller machine.
The ATM machine.
So we don't know what the abbreviation for Alaska is?
It's
People
AL.
are yelling at their screams.
It's AK, because Alabama is AL. It's AK.
If you're wrong, it's great. Gary Gullman, 2 CDs out.
But there was a time when they didn't.
There was a time when there were no CDs as well. There was a time when
there was a time
women
when
couldn't vote.
Massachusetts, the abbreviation was MASS.
Yeah.
Compact discs.
Compact discs you have.
Yes.
No Can Defend, Gary Gullman.
That's the most recent one.
And of course, coming up for Christmas, go to jmohr.com, click the Amazon link, and buy things. Buy Gary's. I like All I Want for Hanukkah is Christmas, and then it says bonus, the definitive grapefruit joke.
Oh, yes.
Is on the front. Now, you probably don't want to tip that one.
Yeah.
Here tonight.
No.
You're making a lot of money off these CDs? You a wealthy man? But what's a guy like the Jonathan Katz joke? My son's at that weird age where he asks questions that are uncomfortable. Like, what's a guy like you make? Now that I've quoted 2 comics, I got to tap out.
It's not just kids. People are always asking me when I tell them I'm a comedian.
Yeah, you make a nice living?
Do you make no, not even a nice living. Do you make a living at it? It's, oh no, I pay my rent with charisma.
And wampum.
Yeah. I mean,
Gary Goldman has enough wampum for the landlord.
And dreams. I pay my rent.
Pay my rent with dreams.
What?
I had a doozy last night. A statue came to life and tried to shoot me with an arrow. Are we square? Am I square with you? Is this coffee freeze dried?
That's why I never want to tell them that I'm a comedian. I'd rather tell them I'm a chemist. Because there's no follow-up questions with chemist.
Dental hygienist is the other one. End of story.
Yeah, that's true.
Really? What dentist? That's great.
Yeah, they would want to know about the dentist. Yeah.
Are you making good cheddar out on the road? People, you got a huge. I'll let you answer that in a second, but I have to interrupt myself because I'm a creep. You got a huge response last time you were on More Stories.
The biggest response I've gotten from any appearance, television, or Last Comic Standing was a bigger response. But anytime I work with you, I get a huge response.
You hearing him good? He's perfect. He is perfect, isn't he? For those ladies listening, Gary Goldman, 6'6". I'm gonna say 218.
215, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
wrestlers. We know weights.
Wow.
Right now looks like Joseph from the Bible. Beautiful black, long, shoulder-length hair, nice beard, and wondering who knocked up Mary. How'd this happen? How come she wouldn't give it to me? And if we got married, how come we never consummated? Just all day, I work and I work and I work and I come home, and now you're pregnant.
I loved the Sam, the fighter. Sam
Sheridan?
Sheridan.
Yeah, the author.
I read his book.
Great
I read
book.
The Fighter's Heart. I loved it. And then
You pull a chair, honey.
All right. I'm just tall, so I'm bending down here, and I love
good.
I love the interview. Although I think he gave credit to all men for wanting to fight, whereas I don't. I'm timid, and I don't want to sleep amongst ants and then fight. It's one of the
I
other.
think he was saying
felt.
mankind, like
Okay.
Neil Armstrong.
Yeah.
In the Neil Armstrong sense.
Okay.
One small step for man. You know, they say he messed up that speech, Neil Armstrong, because he's supposed to say more.
For a man.
Yeah, because man and mankind is the same thing.
Right. Yeah.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Can I get that back?
No backsies, bro. Oh my God. You could have said anything. He could have just touched down and went, "Fuck the crab feast, 5 stars."
Meanwhile, we've memorized that expression for 50 years, and
yeah, we also
never even
memorized
questioned it until now.
We memorized that Columbus discovered America because but he thought he was in India.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know,
Yeah. It's beautiful.
guy's going, "Look at all these Indians."
Something I covered in Long Story Short.
Yeah, little thing. So what do you make? How much is a CD? Do you know?
I think they're $9.99.
How much is No Can Defend? That sounds like a Spanish man fighting.
It's from the Karate Kid.
No Can Defend.
The crane kick. No can defend, which I prove is not only grammatically incorrect, but also karatically incorrect. If you're prepared, you can defend the crane kick.
You're making good money down at the Cellar, Comedy Cellar, GaryGullman.com.
Yes.
GaryGullman.com. Download these CDs, buy these CDs, go to iTunes. Gary Gullman, No Can Defend, and All I Want for Hanukkah is Christmas. Both, I will say, the weirdest photos of you ever taken. Like, completely doesn't look like you at all.
Yeah, because I don't photograph the same way I look in person. You really gotta see me in person to delight in my.
That's the
visage.
message I wanted to hit.
Yeah.
You got to go see Gary Gullman in person. But
Yeah.
the only dates you ever promote is the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
Well, don't worry about it. All your dates are on GaryGullman.com with your awesome Sgt. Pepper's homepage.
No longer.
Oh.
Steve gave me a new and souped up version that you can actually see on an iPad and an iPhone.
Ooh, on the tablet, they say.
Yes, on the tablet. Yeah.
Everyone thinks you either make zero money. I've noticed in comedy, they think you either make zero money or that you're like a multi. Like I remember walking into the Improv and we were talking, and Nick DiPaolo goes, "What do you care? You know, you got $18 million in the bank." Okay, and I was like, "What? 18? Like how would that happen?"
People don't realize how hard it is to get to 10 million.
How about $1 million?
Yeah.
And then you pay taxes on $1 million, and you're
Right.
left with half $1 million.
Yeah.
Agents and managers, you get $250,000. Which is a great living. I'm not complaining.
I know, but
And I'm
Jay,
not saying I made $1 million either.
Jay, I feel rich is not worrying about money.
Yeah.
Like when Pandora comes up and it says, "Hey, do you want to get rid of these ads every 5 songs for 99 cents?" I would just say, "Yeah, of course, it's only 99 cents." But where I am right now is, well, no, that's frivolous. That's in this economy, I'm gonna pay the 99 cents. This is what about the radio where there are much more freaking commercials and let's hold off. Let's hold off. And to me, I had a little bit of money for me, which is to say I had Showtime and HBO, and I had a shower that didn't have a curtain. I had a glass
door.
I had a glass shower door.
That's
to
other
me,
level.
To me, that's rich.
Yeah, when you hear that tunk
Yeah.
behind you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's like a bank vault.
Yes.
And you're all the money.
Yes.
It just closes behind you. Tank.
When the woman
You should
says,
get a shower door and you get to spin the handle to open it.
that would be fantastic.
You get in the shower and go,
like going down to headquarters in Get Smart.
yeah.
Yeah. That would be tremendous. And I feel like I don't need that much money to feel rich. Like there are certain things that, I'm trying to think. Like guacamole at Chipotle. It's $2 extra.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Right. And when I'm
One
broke,
avocado is like 30 cents.
yeah, when I'm from Haas.
So why would I spend $2?
Right. But when I'm broke, there's no way I'm getting I'm like, well, no thanks. What am I made of money? And I'm sheepish. But then if I have money,
Am I Mexican?
if I have money, the $2 is please. Why don't you let me worry about my finances? Why don't you start scooping guacamole into a thimble-sized container?
An ice cream scooper.
With a melon baller.
Yeah.
with
You saw me going like we're playing password.
Yeah.
With a melon baller.
Why don't you use the top hat
croquet
from
racket.
Monopoly to dispense?
forgot it.
Yeah,
Say
to
that
put it Put it in the top hat from Monopoly so I can put it on my